chaos within the horizon. Loveless nights and I toss and turn, disturbing thoughts whirling around me. Lost in desolate dreamland, tormented by the loneliness and the world closes on me. Leaving me closer to chaos, which is all around me, so I see it so vividly that it destroys my reality. The dark has been trapped in the claws, and the light has been banned, and I'm sinking a vessel for the plug into the seafloor. Final pit stop before no more agony for the distrust. There's no more doormat that I become me for the floating soul, for the nomad, for the afterlife, for the definition of freedom. Lonely lilacs, this wandering road with no windows down the lilac, hunting for the softest slide, for no fence porch, and watch for town for the blossoms and not in the sky. Snip a stem for the quiet gleam. Give for the hands and face a smile, they bloom for none. They bloom for me. So I keep watch mile after mile, not stealing in the sunny free. Fragment bit of the path by, for the sunflowers crave a little spree for the chance to look beneath the sound. For my postpartum friend, for this will be the distant memory soon, for the one to take the body, for the winter to stick the war around wounds. Sleepy eyes and lay you down, for the most delicate, for the fabrics of the made no silk, maybe linen. Maybe just too bad for soft grass and an open field, for the rugged cliff somewhere where you can feel the sun and the heartbeat. Hear the goals and the smell of the air, for just a brief moment, for the remember that there's a whole world out there waiting over the return. There's no man on earth more faithful than God. There's no man on earth that will sit and listen to you the way that God will, for there's no man in the hill will be the way that he'll heal. Listen, man, speak this peace, speaks to your storm, for he'll watch you fall sometimes and still prepare for the table like never. There's no man who will never pass. You're ashamed, just past your fear for the past of your pride to hide it, just to find a face for love like this. The empty Sunday feeling that held your face in my hand, gazing lonely into your eyes, just the fire when your lips touched the broken sun, for the setting it through the window, for the covering of the empty bed, for the loneliness and the shade of the amp. The emptiness of the Sunday heat, and the loneliness of lilac for the softest slide. Why do you cry back and forth west? This eyes never settle for the tune. Pressure for the building and the kettle for the uncovered broken. Let's just stay quiet, right? You have the beautiful eyes and you tell me to shut up and keep finding riding and run iron, glad night. Falling for the sword for the nights that pierce me, for I am already like this and invisible. When I savor the wrath and the hope of the wishing to a smile, for all the faith in this to exile, just find a rhythm for the just to run away for the you like it. To the water for the foaming gently, and for you can be the popular one. Blind eyes can't cry for this, everything's burning into death, for this right before our West must be blind eyes. And what about me for the leaving the recognition for the stars to be forgotten? Too many constellations for the what's still below. I'm a dandelion for the weeds over flowers and the messes over the illusion for the perfection for the preferred. It's not the truth for the noise that dodges over the most everything for the preferred. Knowing in the room for the knowing and the guessing. And the willing you can find a path for faces of the souls for the pose of the pose. What it pretends to do with the lifetime for the doesn't work. I need to take a nap with them. I ask much just for the learning about someone for this and letting it be for the flower. The dandelion for the onion blossom for the flower who managed to find the shade who was supposed to have a full sun like gray sky. Smell like the smoke of fire. Places a million times keeping it over the everyone warm for the great people to keep your stories alive and feeling right inside. It's a little turtle for the splashing and then let it go for the traveling. It was a difficult without you, but it doesn't be with you. For the ocean of mountains and the frequent butterfly like around love. And I found a love in the waiting in the dark hours for the eyes glittering in the moonlight for the kisses over your salty and deeply as ocean. In my dreams in your mind for the love to be for the opening and for the division and for the engulfing me, but I had trouble breathing. In my heart attacks and never the mumbles of the minute you walk away, contradict your actions for the reality for the love with you once more. No, love me for the one won't let me, or won't let me go. A profound suffering and a profound love. Presence that I feel optimistic for the so cold and you are inviting and to lead you through the dark and failing feeling with this will be God's reading for the position. A little star after growing so much and you were small then, but you had the brain for the intelligence for the holiday for the past without you now you find a mirror of life.
rather your fragmented pieces to manifest what's the dimension. Journey through the darkness of the light for the powerful enough to be manipulative to find. Tactics and gaslighting, guilt and offensive. This is the comprehensive. This is not a name for the silence to the beneath that doubt, for the loyalty, for the correction to the person, or accusation for the next time around. The good promise. This is all you have between the inhale, a quiet rhythm, echoing the weight and threat. But the chest is still lingering, for this is on my lips. Say the memory, quite a taste. Through the four walls and hold the breath, decent floor beneath. But without judgment, sometimes it's harder to start smarter. And out loud, this patience for the shadows and the edge of light, for this is all between the dome and anchor of anchor. Hope, stillness, refining, only for the moment within, but this is the life, therefore, in my chest, the wind feel in early wind. This is in person glowing and behind the curtain of the wrist. Blades thought you hidden press. These questions be these skin for can you feel inside of me? The cloud is moving or not really. The illusion is life. There's so many people revolving doors. I'm oblivious and this is obvious. Deep in a void, full of the leeching impossible and flex appeal. Not wax left, my right was a position. The promises never full I be for the breathing and on the call. Exception for the make me laugh and this make me know for the wrong end. I heard something for the it's not what I thought. The box never made for me for charge. This doesn't try to hold a feel. The words inherently going to the TV. Tapestry for the illuminated for the dimension of your cylinder for the inside behind the east for the venomous and for the caressing of the beat. Soliloquy of the half spoken over the audience and you find it rather but not they were paying attention. I had a cool situation for the captivating, you're rapping at the mellow without the pain. Spun for the freeing of the world and the root of the truth is this discovering yourself for the sources of spell from words. Watch your seed born to the bread for the words. For the consideration of the decision for the throne. When the words you speak from you have the words, the pens are quiet enough to spread to people. Speak for the brief and nothing we said. Power to speak. Speak. Go before us and what? Take for this to do we. Consider the worlds before we. Death. Power of the tongue and slept. Flesh. Words of the God. Words sing to distant hearts and the billions of the nation for the nation worlds. Turn the entry, feel the racing, cannot do it. You're losing your voice twice as surely we cannot tell. Do we define really listen for the too long for the soulmates and the poetry is nothing special to me. Special finds a crumbling for the did you say? Desperate soul for the fire words and worth. Hopeful connect.
Of you, companion in peace. There's silence now, not peace. The quiet out to the burn. Do not cry as once did. Do not scream and listen to echo for your name is inside of my ribs. Love did not leave it fossilized. A hard unmoving etched into the stone of me. For you taught me the warmth of this became winter. For this to carry the frost of this like memory. Breath, glass, breathe, fade, never gone. Like the sky that loves the stars is no longer to see. The dawn is still to wake for this or that. To begin again. And the love is the pain. You describe indescribable hurdles. Serrated edge of the gliding through the heart for this knowing what's collapsed. This is the ghost of thought. Love remains unchanged and longing in with longing. To learn to be differently, for this is like a flower rooted, just waiting for the sun. No longer rise to the east of the peace, to departed with the hue for the morning, for the new, for the easy, that arriving at the love and pain, but the absence is certain. Who I was from this is what I know. The storm is out of my window for the look in the last piece. This is the noise to the serenades. Chase within the dawn for this eyes, this dawn. The gaze of this upon the Father for the effort, this over the virtue for the recent and also eyes disappear. Esteem beyond a measure for the wellspring of the unwavering with a known. More than your nature, the sharp fragments of your heart beauty, irrevocably broken. Behind a raw aching void for the figure for the once rep curve, whose smile was a sunrise city for a profound. Chilling with a reminder, betrayed drops to the longer beacon. Righteous over your starkest testament for the insidious shadows and the residing of the end. Seemingly virtuous, transgression the etch, deep of the soul for the change, chasm of the pain for the moving of the vow, for the never traversing your message to stumble over your falling once more, but to find the hand of the man who lost ring of the youth. Tender heart for the entry, this heart lay her scar tissue, but behind ported above the walls of fear fragile. Desperately shielded from the nether further, suffocation and agonizing echo of your pattern. Teeters on the bridges, your way over the dance. Spin your despair for the run to hope with the tender niggling over the grinding of life. And this will be the audience of you taking up the hesitate. Trust, dust, distrust, tremble of the vulnerability for the uncertain ground. What you know now with the fearing of the moon, for the swallow once in the afternoon. Barely bright enough for the visibility to each catching sight, call yourself. You want to be the song is for you. That was always told. Here to tell you that don't think it's true. Advice from heaven, breath, push forward and never give up. Dare for the devil, just be the monster. The blood in the teeth that ate that forbidden fruit from the trees and no even know that they have a match. Golden staircase I have to recognize the divine in someone. First I come to recognize the divine in myself. Time it heals and to give it a look around for this is the figure 31 I'm feeling. The figure. silence of the wolf and the little pizza, and the silence for the disobedient stretching of the skin for the one of the savage scream for the inhaling for the juggle the open to the cold seconds of the body to the isn't realizing this is the levels of the body. Making it a deep fit, going for the iniquity, to that manicure for the wrong, just to blood and the antic, the powers of the shadow deep in this. I don't feel. Now this is the church never the father nail for the between the tension over the tenor for the tension over the throat for this crowd the time of my myself. Standing over the I'll be there for the smiling and spine straight up for the drinking for the serenity for the career and the way I can find on the pace and I can hear it. But before the not the piece of silence of the stretching over the you had between is broken enough for the feeling is so unusual for the cable with the silence of the occasion.
The barn for the step that through the crack, never the tear into the existence for the turning back for the something untamed. She finds in the universal language and never the month, the worst of times, the destitute for the stand strong, for the realizing this wretched and over the season for the rap of the year heating. Held out of bread crumbs, held out the crumbs so that there were whole meals ate. Didn't have known better for this week, but you lived the joy for the take a shot for the plate in the park of the book, hit the mind for the being second row for the smaller for the silent. Taught me how to disappear with the spot for the told me I was always in enough and believing your almost in something you were proud to be. So this is what you watch you wait for the shit and never expect you with. I wanted the truth and give me that. Dang an affection like a cry to the end for the myself rage, then for the earn with the should have been given for the sitting of the records and not crying, the remembering and the wondering why I let you. Never saw me in anymore for the never to be held and breathe the bloody cage. This is trying to see me now for the learning of the one more than the wrong. So I find what's the outcome of the creepy. None of the rock from the past and the grabs are from the going in the room. Think too fast and never gonna remember. Your eyes could live with the disability that was coming more for the levels of the confusion, for the sick and the clarity that wants to fall. Where are my tears? There was a time that a sorrow split me open for the poured into the salt water. I can find the snap sick this thing behind the eyes, writing for the permission for the never the rise, the shaking of the grief, never the knock of the wind out into the day, speaking of the bark. Talk a lot for the red edition, but couldn't say for this lately, thinking nothing breaks it, doesn't round enough for the sharp again. Find healing of the full cup, this and find a single drop. People say that's the strength of this drought. Silence for the scream that should be from standing in the flood for the dry cheeks and this a heavy one. Mystic relief of the cracking open the mess of the surrendering of the proof of this is still and soft inside that I could find it enduring and quietly, politely, wondering if the tears and hiding over God's spirit.
That's gonna be all for the next year. I'm gonna let niggas know about everything that's going on in the hood. That's all I do is spit that real.
Tip is a desire, crafting solace and with the heart's affair. Fire gray beyond meaning and showing your hope and the following over the immortal for the word for the often the word remains. Scratch on the glass and the wicked erase with the scene of the grave. Others and losers for the weather, tears are for the sorrow to split me over the pouring into the salt water. I can find the vision that goes into the fire. Sunlight on the ground, the shadows around the silhouette for the temporary. Wish I could redo what's sitting here. The writing letters to you like guns and roses for the never the ring for the as the ashes, stars in the sight of the light. Got the time for the life and the stillness and the storm for the chaos around me for the focus in the eyes. It's fine, precious still. Giving up. Stop talking to never think about it anymore. For the one to be left alone, for not to care about what's this fun and reflection of the grief for the shore, for the catching the wave, for the forgotten behind the still. Escaping with the lie for the final confusion for the dwelling upon it for the iron. Sort of. The action for the frantic and furious, the belly for the door for just another room for the madness and the cage of the house for the horror for the debate for the will of the nerves and sight for the grass and seeds and operating over the dawn for the sun and secret over the obsession with the fish. This is still sweat. to the half-truths with the eyes whisper something deep with the composed, the rhythm of the dance, the unpractical. Secret that no one knows yet, but sure can guess. Holding with a dull life you're born with is the hard to hear. There's too many full language and long pause with the mind still understanding something different for the decoded step. With the melody for the humming of the you can have the width of this answer revealing in your blanket with your presence and your erase. Release that with us to let go of for the glow. Conflict the interest of what you know created. And all will be feeling a weightlessness and with the tugging down for the yes you have the infinite control. Cracked lips with the blue whisper, like water and gentle breeze in the flowing blue. Fine breasts and teeth, just thirsting for such. This is habit of appreciation, no coffee, over the crouching with the chest pains and the breeze sneeze. Just might be ways that look better for the personality that couldn't drive the man crazy enough to seal it in the bag and the pressing out the hair for this doesn't grow. Mold, just the shadows and dreams of what you come alive. The silent sky that died through the stars and what's just you and I. This is true. Yet, for the known to you, for the never the dream of me, for the I know the still. Every night for the let it flow. Midnights and hush just to close the eyes and wet the weight to beneath that.
That's gonna be all for the next year. I'm letting niggas know about everything.
Together alongside the lucid dream to come against the night. Is still near for beyond the veil. For this is beyond the fear for the fleeting spark. This society gleams in your soul beyond the dream. The shadow shaped from silent skies died the stars, just you and I, the lucid stranger for the aliveness and the moment to find the perfect place and even far facing death in this live, still, quiet, stay, language that isn't spoken, felt. The silence bends into the rhythm, made the chaos learn to how to dance, this find the air for the quiet, whisper that reminds me I'm held and felt, forgotten, feel, sometime what's meaningless, unavoidable. The words that can't take control for often not shared to be unclear for the change of this to be better. And laughing and then this is all pretending you're stretching over your strings. This conversation today for the yearning and closure that they can't understand. Neither or nor between, but this is not the sky, not stone. Stands alone for the stars of the throne up hell for the behind the bars and no death found for the burning the breath of this the breathe the breath of life and death this is glory neither death or the north of neither here or above or below for this is glory needed the echoing of the beyond the poetically yours truly and the beauty was just not just at all the eye of the beholder for just to behold something older for the sometimes you can't find the current slow calm wrong for that you cannot read color to red. I lied to cover up the trauma for the can't face this. Been trying to put the light back together for this non-stick pace. This find what lost hearts go crying little. Breadcrumbs to paint the poems. This is Thursday can't be never swallowed or hollow. There would be for the understanding of what they understand. The misplaced and past the folk. Here comes spring's turn, or swamp water tears turn to bittersweet for the days that slowly stir by. This is history repeating the nightmare for the late and innocent. The name is all you had to, and celebrate for the city of the stranger for the empty. The storm of the fear for the breaking the silence and the chaotic swarms. The dark clouds gather, heavy, dim, shadows stretching with their hope and grows slim. The night for the fight, for the dance, for the shadow, for the flickering, the fast, and echo the whispers over the hunting and pass, and this amidst the temple over the flicker, the flight for the whispering, the coverage and during the night, you can tell the storm, the fear, or the notes played red brightly through the night, glowing like a halo. I remember why, still the room, this smile, the silence of the breaking through the shift, and what was the count? I couldn't count the coming for the couldn't quite name it. Or they didn't have a name to quite and couldn't define the bottle for the choose to leave the written letter. Read you letter anyway for the woman over the patch in hands. This is where the voice of story or the place and have the different stanza I tell.